Morning's here, the sky isn't clear, the afternoon is near, the morning will soon disappear. Hello, here's a quick technology demonstration. Here's the headphone saver that I have. I don't even, if it moves at all in there, eventually the wires are going to disconnect. So all headsets are great for computers, for example, like a laptop or a desktop, not a phone though. Putting this in the pocket is going to break it every time. So I just want to demonstrate making one of these real quick using only tape and just a regular plastic cartridge. I've just removed part of it and it still functions as it's supposed to, the little cartridge. So the plan is when I ride my electric scooter going for a morning ride for maybe like 1 hour, I can have music going on, podcasts, whatever it may be, YouTube video with YouTube Premium, have the screen off and the phone in my pocket. So I'm getting mic'd up, and here's my classic Sony, I can't remember what brand, it's just a audio player, MP3 player, 8 gigabytes. I have entire GTA radio stations on this, and I used to listen to it when I was driving, rather than regular, normal radio stations. They're almost identical, real music, DJs and everything, even celebrity DJs. So the idea is I can't record. I can either do that and listen to entertainment, or I can sort of and focus on the road, or I can record an audio vlog like this with this microphone, maybe tucked under my hat to reduce wind resistance, or tuck it under my shirt. So this was literally $1, so I bought two in case this one breaks, and it has a mic and volume control and stuff on it. So hopefully it works. I'm going to plug the mic into this sound recorder, put it in my pocket, and talk into it. I'll be mic'd up, and I'm going to record a 1 hour audio blog as I'm riding my scooter. No big deal. Very low effort. It's almost like having a microphone in the shower to record whatever ideas I have in the shower or whatever. And meanwhile, I'm going to have a song playlist on this headset, so I'll have both. I figured out a way to have both. I just need two devices. It can be two phones, it can be this that I've had for over 10 years, has a microphone input and a headphone input. I just realized that sucks. I don't know if it'll work. And I can test it out. I'll test that out off video. Here's my Notepad, vintage classic Microsoft style Notepad that I paste all my comments on here from my clipboard. Maybe if I have to re-edit them or something. So here's my environment, just real quick. It has CNBC Money Edition, and no one's watching it, even though it's on, no one's watching it. So here's some stuff that I wrote first thing in the morning, sort of like in the shower. That's when the great people, stereotypically greatest ideas, when they are unable to write them down. I'm sort of like an old school traveling salesman. Let me start with the first one over here. Yesterday morning it was all about the TV show Breaking Bad, the discussion with just random people. Some people are Midwestern Europe, for example. Some people it's just unknown. I'm going to just capture my comments because it's sort of like being a snake oil salesman. I've really put myself out on a limb here today. For example, the most recent comment was at 5 a.m. this morning, and that's 7 hours ahead in Midwestern Europe. So I wrote this at almost 8 a.m. Okay, and then here was the immediate reply. There's my disagreement, respectful disagreement. Some replies, another clip. Alright. All of these things are true, especially this one. I have to re-edit this one, so I'll copy it to my clipboard, for example. I'll click highlight, edit, and I'll highlight again with pressing, and then I'll press cut, and then I'll edit it, because there's truth there. It just has to be rephrased. Okay, and so yesterday there was like 100 comments within 20 minutes about one TV show, Breaking Bad. And I said, what's the original idea of the show? Scarface 1983 is the most well-known, culturally significant, cult-following movie. 2-hour movie is much shorter than the 5-season TV show of Breaking Bad, with an anti-hero as the hero. I said, maybe after the second spin-off, Better Call Saul, about just the lawyer's origin, they could do a third spin-off of the quote-unquote blue crystal customers seeking more blue crystal. And I found something in a old Mad magazine yesterday that symbolizes that. Anyway, so I floated the idea of the TV show again. I said the Walt and Jesse dynamics are the same as those of Dr. Dre and Eminem. Eminem as Jesse and Dr. Dre as Walt, or Walt Disney and Jessica Disney. So it's like with Snow White being the blue crystal. And then I'll go ahead and click this GIF. The idea is one of the most well-known video game memes of people who aren't even casual video gamers. They would have heard of either the game or the idea, or it's sort of a man-made tree, and the advisors are always like, you require more Vespine gas or additional pylons, and that continued into my transitioning the topic from pylons into Material Girl. That was a song featured on 50 Cent's first album, Power, and it was originally a 1980 song and music video with Madonna, Material Girl, and it was based on Marilyn Monroe's gentlemen prefer brunettes and dark-skinned women. So the Don David Jaffe was in the news for dissing Microsoft Xbox CEO Phil Spencer. I call him Phil Gates, or like Blue Crystal Billy Crystal Bill Gates. Anyways, it's just another GIF. It ought to speak for itself. I'll load it anyways. So David disses Goliath. That's just a story old as time. Okay, and then, so here's what the vlog's going to be about. Might as well just record this vlog now. Oh, right. That's an inside joke with myself. I'll explain it right now. Last year on Tom Green's podcast, he was doing his radio show, and he was like flailing his arms like this, and I was typing in the chat, "It's your party, you can flail if you want to. It's your party, you can cry if you want to" song. And I tried to type that when the Don David Jaffe in his live chat was doing that. He was just flailing around like this, almost like an SOS or something, nonverbal SOS. And I said, "It's your party, you can fail if you want to," because I mistyped the term, and I was like, oh dang. And I can't retract it because it was a YouTube comment. Anyways, so when he said fail, when Albert said fail, I said, so he said, "A brand like Xbox has so much potential. Their management, how on earth is it possible that $1 trillion gaming company brand fails so much? So I said, I can't even conceive another pregnancy term. Take a dive or fail intentionally. So I agreed with Albert and he agreed with me. This is a long story. I have to go in the other room. I'm going upstairs. Caretaking is a full-time job. Some good quotes. I don't think people know about this from the 1990s, the interrogation. Alright. I'm going to switch back to the camera. I'm overloading my phone. Okay, so I've changed locations. Just want to make a personal note about that. Alright, so here's where I shift the topic after it was about 30 minutes. Looks like a few people are typing down here. So I got straight to the point. Here's the deal, VP. I'll put in focused effort for 1 week or more to get blah 206 on a phone conversation with Taylor Swift's management team. One of these two guys can get me on the phone with Russian musician Natalia Ionova, aka to her Europe Media concert. And if you be Midwestern European replies, doesn't that sound sinister? And I call it relationship advising. Like an advisor will give, or parental advisory, explicit instructions on how to be successful in relationships. You know, my dad works for Nintendo, and Taylor Swift's father also works at Nintendo, for example. That's why I suggested her. And Blah said, no, I want Blade of Makilla. I don't know what that means. I can't even keep that in my brain's random access memory long enough to switch over to Google search to find out what that is. So I replied with a classic Back to the Future quote. And who's name your best man now? Ronald Reagan, the actor? That's a Doc Brown quote from Back to the Future. When he doesn't believe that Marty's from the future in his time machine, and he says, so tell me, future boy, who's president in the year 1985? And he's like, that's easy, it's Ronald Reagan. Marty replies. And Doc's like, what, the actor? Anyways. So Blah replied that Fupy is his best man. I said, now we're on to something, period. I'm the J-Lo-like wedding planner in that romantic comedy movie. Or, if I'm a man and don't like to do Zoom call breakups, you can call me the advisor, like in StarCraft. You require more minerals, guys. I like those guys. That's a Scarface quote from the opening scene. When he's talking about James Cagney, and it starts with a B, Bogart, Humphrey Bogart, as in don't Bogart the whole conversation. It means like to be greedy. So in the year 2032 is going to be the 100th anniversary of Alejandro Capone movie Scarface. That was his nickname in real life. And the 50th anniversary of the 1982 Pacino version. So that's just a side note. They also say things like, you require more Vespine gas, or you must construct additional pylons. There's a GIF to this, the same one that I showed earlier, simply because Taylor Swift would like this. and she's a material girl. She likes material things, right? Like pylons. And pylons are a whole lot like the blue crystal from Breaking Bad. It's almost a character in its own right. Um, like Snow White is a character, fictional character, for example. The other GIF I was going to use on the Goliath quote was going to be in StarCraft. There's a character of a walking battle tank called a Goliath, and everyone, like a good 20% of anyone who plays video games is familiar with what Goliaths say in the game. They say stuff like Goliath online, stuff like that. For example, if I press the GIF search button and I type in Goliath, online, it's going to pull up the advisor right here from StarCraft. Goliath online. Or, StarCraft dropship. It's a lady with a nice voice. This lady right here. Protoss. Here's the blue crystals. Minerals. There's the pylon. Looks like it's made out of minerals. Anyways. You require more minerals, Marie. Yeah, so I don't have a back button now. I'm screwed. What Bupi said I don't even want to say that out loud. It reminds me of what happened to this guy from Poland. Polish man, like American Werewolf in Paris or London, the movies. And a Polish man, he's now a Polish American in the Florida prison system. He claimed to be a new age Grateful Dead head diehard fan, following all of her tour dates with a season pass before making his grand finale from waifu to GF. Waifu is like an Asian, making fun of the way that Asian people speak English. And anyways, so I asked him, who are some Midwestern European musical divas comparable to Taylor Swift or Katy Perry? And if he doesn't want to, I can check the Billboard charts to find out. No big deal. That's not a lot of effort. And considering Katy has since then, she married and started a family with European guy who was the archer in Lord of the Rings. I can't think of his name. He was also in Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny Depp's sidekick, aka Captain Jack's sidekick. I'll think of his name. Not right now. I can't remember. You know what? They only got engaged and started a family. They still haven't gotten married. They're waiting, I assume, for more people to get involved, because a marriage isn't about two people. A marriage is about a group of people. That's a big misconception here. So anyways, yeah, I'm going for a morning scooter ride, recording an audio log. I didn't know who this was. That was hard to even remember what this word was to type it in to Google search, and I found out it was a Greek musician in reality. So I added that up here when I edited my statement. That's a diehard quote. The word pal is like something that John McClane always calls people. He calls them pal. And Ellis, Holly, John McClane's wife, Holly McClane, her best friend at work is named Ellis, and the last thing that Ellis says to John is he calls him pal over the radio. So I'm just checking new messages now. Anyways, there's nothing going on. You know what? Let me show how to, if the phone doesn't crash. I see a Whataburger notification, and I don't like that. I don't want to see that. So what I'm going to do is disable the notifications. I'm going to press and hold. And I have to hold it. If I accidentally let go, it's going to promote it up here. Instead of pressing uninstall, I'm going to go right next to it. Let go. Let it go. And I'm gonna press this button or this button. Instead of giving it 100% app usage, I'm gonna get it with 0%. I don't want to see a reminder that I have to eat. I have enough, sense in that my body is gonna let me know with my stomach's grumbling, flatulence, etc. My digestive system is going to let me know when it's time to eat. Not this Whataburger app. Maybe with enough technology, it can be done. Some best burgers and even Whataburger McDonald's because it was founded sooner. Like in the 19 was founded, and then even earlier in like 1951, Whataburger was founded, and that's what makes it greater because it came first. So that's all. I'm gonna go for the ride now. Talk to you later. Sure. Surely. Calling me Shirley. That's all.